Lots of creators DIY their channels, and it works for them. However, after working with over 30 different businesses and helping them grow their channels, there are a couple of reasons why you might not want to do it yourself. But hiring people also costs money, so there's pros and cons to each. Let's talk about when you should DIY your channel and when you should hire a team of experts. The first thing that you want to take into consider is how much time do you have to put towards your channel. If you're a busy business owner, you probably don't have very much time. We do this system all of the time for our clients where, we go in, we help with all the pre-production, we do the filming day, we have a team of people that can edit all of the videos and upload them to YouTube. It's quite a process, but doing it for ourselves, it takes a lot of time. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, and for some of you, you may be like, oh, that's no big deal, waking up at 6 a.m. But I am not someone who likes to wake up super early. But this is the time slot that I have to fit in getting these videos done. I have clients, I have a job to do, I have other things that I have to take care of. So when I create videos for our YouTube channel, oftentimes it's during, weird odd hours. I almost filmed these in the middle of the night last night just in order to get them done because I have other obligations. Just know that YouTube or creating for TikTok or Instagram, it's a big time commitment. And oftentimes it's a long play, right? It's not something that you're gonna necessarily just do one video, put it out there, get millions of hits and then be famous or rich or whatever it is that you're looking to do, or get lots of leads, anything like that. So you're going to have to take into consideration the fact that this is something that you're going to have to do every single month. You're going to have to stay consistent. You're going to have to be constantly doing this. So do you want to maybe just spend one day being on camera, filming everything, or do you have the time to do all of the prep, all the pre-production, looking for the right titles, all of the editing, all of the posting? Just take that into consideration. For some people, this does become their full-time job, right? It's not just a side hustle, or it's not just something that they're using to promote their business, and that makes sense for them. So for somebody like that, it would obviously make sense to do it as a DIY thing. Maybe you're just wanting to do it for fun and see where it goes. You're not necessarily doing it as a way to get leads. So in that case, you'd probably want to DIY your channel. Whereas if this is something that you're doing for your business, you're looking for a specific strategy, you're looking to grow your channel, not just to get ad revenue or not just to see where you can take your YouTube channel, but you're doing it with a very specific purpose to sell courses, to sell events, then at that point you would probably want to hire a team so that you can focus on your business and they can focus on your channel. The next thing that you want to consider is that although every single person has this inside of their pocket and creating content has become more accessible than ever before, it's still a skill. And it's a skill that a lot of people have spent years and years and years crafting. Can you shoot videos on your phone and upload them directly to TikTok? Absolutely. If that's the route that you want to go and that's what makes sense for you, that's perfectly fine. But if at any point you want to upgrade what you're doing, make it better, have better editing, have a more beautiful shot, then at that point you have to take into consideration that you're going to have more complicated equipment. And if you aren't familiar with that equipment, oftentimes it leads to headaches. Even if you're doing something where you're just filming on your phone and you're posting to TikTok, or maybe you're using some sort of editing app on your phone, there's still going to be a learning curve. So you have to take into consideration, do you have the time to learn that? Do you want to learn that? I hear it all the time from people. They're like, I don't want to learn a new skill. I already have a skill. That's my business. I'm not looking to learn all the nuances of TikTok or YouTube or anything like that. Learn how to add graphics, add captions. For some people, it's super intuitive. You're like, oh, yep, here, new app, figure it out, no problem. For other people, they look at it and they're like, I don't even know where to start. So take that into consideration too. What kind of person are you? Are you somebody who is going to be able to pick up a new app or a new hobby and just like go for it and figure it out? Or are you somebody who is going to end up spending 15 hours troubleshooting, trying to figure out how to use a new piece of equipment or a new app, and you're going to get really angry and give up and quit? Now, you might be thinking to yourself like, oh, like you said, if I just have a phone, I can just shoot my videos anywhere. I don't need to worry about complicated equipment. I don't need to worry about complicated, lighting and audio and nice cameras. But the thing is that a lot of your very favorite creators, they might seem like, oh, I just rolled out of bed and like I'm just like super sleepy and I'm recording this video and I didn't even put any thought into it at all. I just had this thought. And most of the time that's not how it works, right? They have lighting set up, they have things going on, it's very intentional, they know what they're doing. So as much as you're like, oh, I could just start shooting videos on your phone, there is an element to that that is true, but there's the other side to consider, that they still have a skill that they've been crafting, that they've been working on. So it's not always quite as easy as it sounds. There's a learning curve to every single aspect of creating a YouTube channel or creating a TikTok or an Instagram. So I come from a background of television. I worked as an editor and a producer for years. I could film. I did, the videographer thing when I was in college, filmed my friends' weddings, things like that. But for the most part in my professional life, up until a few years ago, I very rarely shot anything. I had a camera guy who would do everything for me. All I had to do was show up and create the story and then put the entire thing together in the edit. That was where my skill was. And I had to learn a lot about filming. Allie, on the other hand, she's absolutely incredible when it comes to filming and camera knowledge, equipment knowledge. I mean, she has everything. And over the last few years, I've just been listening to everything she says, adjusting, learning, understanding, and slowly getting better. I'm still not as good at filming as Allie is. I still don't know every nuance of the cameras that we use that Allie does. I'm a lot better than I was a few years ago. However, it's such a skill and it's such a craft that people spend years and years and years learning. So you just have to decide for yourself, is that something I want to do? I mean, you can buy a nice camera, you can set it up, it's gonna look okay. There's so much more to it than just hitting record. So as you're deciding, do I want to DIY this or do I want to hire a crew? Is it worth learning all the nuances of the equipment? Is it worth learning how to edit? Is it even worth learning just how to produce yourself or be comfortable on camera? Something to think about. The next thing that you want to think about is your filming day. What kind of filming day do you want? I often film by myself, which I'm okay with that. I don't mind sitting in my basement or in my office and shooting a bunch of videos. I feel pretty comfortable. I feel confident. However, there is a different feel and a different element when I film with Allie and Sebastian and Stefania. First of all, there's a different energy, right? Like right now, I have to create my own energy. As I was setting up equipment, like I said, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I was playing music, trying to get myself hyped up. My friend the other day had mentioned, she's like, I can tell when you're tired. So today I am determined that you're not gonna be able to tell that I am really tired. Although I am telling you right now, I want you to feel like I have a lot of energy, even if I don't. So I have to hype myself up. I have to bring that energy. I don't have anyone else in this room with me right now that is able to be like, okay, you're dropping your energy, bring it back up, or you're starting to go long, you're starting to get boring, rein it back in. I have to do all of that myself. So not only do I have to bring that energy, I have to know what I'm going to say, I have to make sure that the equipment is still recording. I'm like, okay, still recording, we're still recording. Hopefully I haven't lost my audio in any way. I have a pug over here and she's snoring as loud as she possibly can. So there's a lot of things to control and a lot of things that you have to think about. So try and decide, what kind of filming day do you want? When the team is here, oftentimes we can do videos together as well. It brings out a different side in me. When I'm filming by myself, sometimes I can get done a lot faster. That's definitely a perk, right? Because there's no distractions. I can just go from one video to the next, to the next, to the next. Boom, knock it out as fast as I possibly can. So you just have to kind of weigh that. Are you somebody who is going to be able to draw that energy from yourself? Do you need to draw the energy from somebody that's behind the camera? You know, do you want somebody that's going to be like, hey, by the way, like you said that really weird, or like, hey, your audio went out. There's been times when I've been filming by myself that I didn't realize that the mic fell, or, you know, maybe I was getting bumping, or the pug was just way too freaking loud and I had to re-record. That's not always fun. But then I've had other shoots where I was by myself and everything went perfectly fine. So just think about that. The last thing that I want to say is that this is something that should really be enjoyable. It's something that you're going to have to do for a long time if you really want to make an impact. Having a YouTube channel, having a TikTok, having an Instagram that is growing, it's not something that you're going to be able to do for like 2 months and then be like, okay, well that was fun and now I'm famous on TikTok. And you know, like it's something that you have to be constantly growing and thinking about and creating content for. So whatever you can do to make it so that you can keep going, whether that's like, you know what, I want to do this myself, I want to learn the skill, I want to learn the craft, I want to get really good at it, I'm okay starting out maybe kind of crappy, putting out bad content, it's something that I want to learn, I want to be good at, then totally go for it. You know, there's nothing wrong with doing a DIY channel. I just wanted to give you some things to consider. And if you're somebody who's like, no, I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to learn a new skill. I don't have time. Like I'm already incredibly overwhelmed building my business. I'm just looking for a new way that I want to market. We do have an entire full done for you service. All you have to do is click the link in the description box below called Talk to a Producer. You can meet with one of us, talk to us, we'll figure out what's right for you. You know, we have different levels of production. We have where we can just give you some ideas, help you along the process of the DIY. You know, maybe you're like, yeah, I want to DIY, but I would like some support. We have that. We have a hybrid system. We have a full A to Z service where you literally just have to show up and deliver your content. So again, make sure to click that link in the description box below to talk to one of us, figure out if we're a good fit. Make sure that you subscribe. We are your video allies. You've got this. We've got your back, and we cannot wait to see what kind of content you create on your own or with our team.